We'll be starting in a minute or so. Today we officially begin our case study. So let's see if we get to put in our intended amounts. Monitoring this on the periscope there. We'll be starting today our case study in earnest in just a few moments. We already selected our 4 coins. Really, we did 8, but we'll start with the 4 this afternoon now at this time. And we'll take a look at how they're doing already and before we jump in. So it should be an interesting month of case study, and we'll go over the parameters of our case study in just a moment. Let me just pull those things out. Okay, that's there, and crypto metals, crypto test, so get that. Okay, here we go. What you're looking at on screen is our software that you get as a premium member in our CryptoMiner Geo Virtual Mining program. And we'll talk about that in a few, but right now let's take a quick look-see into how our chosen coins, what they're doing this morning. So again, the program I'm about to show you, the case study itself, is not part of our program. We don't do day trading in our program. It is not what we recommend at all for any of our members. It is a case study that we are conducting from time to time. We do special programs or events or case studies like this just for the educational value for our members. And we do have members who are into day trading themselves, and this is of great value also for them, so we do that. We do this for those who are into it, as you would say. So we remove here, I just want to see again for the study, we're just looking at prices. We have the Rabbit coin here. We have, let me just get the 7-day, that's all we're looking at, 7-day. Same thing here, last 7 days. Remove the other lines because they're not in our consideration for this test. We have Carbon coin as well. Last 7 days. Remember, we were choosing based on the price patterns in the last 7 days. Obviously, another day has been added, and we are already midday in the first day of the week. So it may not be on any of these an opportune moment to invest or to begin actually the investment or the buy phase in any of these except for one, as I can see here right now. and we see that over the weekend. First, the Rabbit coin over the weekend has flattened out, and it's gone down to 72. Here we have 84. So it's flattened out around 84 right now here. And these are, I believe, 6 decimal places in. So, and the low in the last 7 days was 72. So it's not at the lowest of the lows for the week, but it has flatlined. Again, it's over the weekend. This may be a weekend thing. It's not too different than the 72 here. And going down to the carbon coin, and you can see I can adjust these windows to my liking. Carbon coin is actually going up to its highs for the week, and this happened this morning at around 7:59. It was at 960, and now it went up to the next decimal point higher at 1. I mean, it's, from 96 to a 1. So let me make sure I'm looking at. I'm sorry, it's an 89. It went from 89 to a 1. So that's already on. Did its jump, and we don't expect any more than that. It could happen, but that's not the pattern for these past 7 days. So carbon coin is actually not viable this morning for us to start with our case study on that coin. And then we have royalties. Royalties shows that it had its peak already Sunday, and now it's down, so it's on its downturn. That's at an 86.34, 84. So it's not the lowest, 76.45. It is not the lowest that it's been during the week. So it could go a little lower. It might start turning upward. So, and again, the difference there is not that much. You had a high at the 1. You can see here, the 4th decimal place. So this is very similar to, I believe, carbon coin. Take a look again at carbon coin. No. Well, it's very similar, yes, to carbon coin, although carbon coin already went up. But that's the same, it's in the same range as the performance with carbon coin. And then we have this Zeta Micron. Zeta Micron had a very high. That would have been wonderful. That was over the weekend. That was on Saturday. It jumped up on Sunday to 2. That was a wonderful jump. So that profit was made over the weekend. Again, we did not start this. If we had started Friday when we chose these coins, we would have had our doubling already here on Sunday. But I can't do these things on Sunday, so that would have been an issue there. And now it's coming back down. So that's a coin that's still going down. It might peak up a little bit again, but again, it's not what we were aiming for. We were aiming for this movement here. So at this point that we're holding on that. The only one on this chart that we could start a case study with would be Rabbit coin and royalties. So So I'm going to make a note of that. Let me pull out or pull up one of our okay, I'm just going to make a note down here. Rabbit coin, and then we're going to have royalties. Because just to remind us that these are the ones that we are going to most probably buy into today. Again, these are virtual buys and sells. We're not actually investing. We are simply indicating what we would have done at which moment. I also have the other 4 coins that we selected, and those are the ones I'm going to look at now. And we're using Coin Checkup for these because of its versatility. Although we're only looking at the chart at this point, but when you're looking for coins, Coin Checkup has a nifty drag and drop user interface. It's pretty nice and makes things a lot easier. Okay, do the same thing here. First, let's get the 7 days. 7 days, so we can just look at the price, and then we select price. As you can see, the Sigma coin that we were thinking about on Friday is still on its high. So that's not in a buy-in situation. And that went up high on Friday. So it went up Friday, stayed there. We have here next to it Crypto Insight. Wait a minute. Yeah, Crypto Insight. And that has gone, has deadened during the weekend, as we can see here. Not much movement there. It's not at the low that it's been in the 7 days, still hovering a little higher. So that one's a little hard to tell. The AC chain, so next consideration. And let's get the 7 day. So that one's on its high, as you can see here. That also is on its high. Sigma and AC chain, it's on its high at this moment. That went up high on Sunday. So it apparently looks like I've seen this now in probably 3 of the coins at least. We've seen a Sunday activity that brings it on high. And Monday, the coin is still on its high. So just a little note that we've made now on 3 of these coins at least. And then the Dava Online coin, and which 7 days. So now the Dava Online coin is showing another deadening, I call it. It's like a fizzle out during the weekend. It fizzles out, it going lower and lower, like the activity that you saw here before dies down and just slows down and disappears, it dissipates. So this one may indeed, if we look at the past 7 days, you know, it has all of this activity. So, and we have also this deadening here, which was midweek. Actually not even midweek. It went down from a Sunday. You see here, it goes down on a Monday and drops even lower by Wednesday, and then shoots up by Thursday. Saturday is high relatively to the former state. In that week, it dips down Sunday and then pops up again. Last week, Monday, it popped up. Now it's not showing that same behavior yet, but it may in fact do that. So that's to be expected on dollar. So what are the buys so far that we can see is that, let me check on this last 30 days as well. In the last 30 days on Crypto Insight, you see there was another flatlining, more or less, little activity, but very, very shallow activity. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then a small peak on that Monday before it dropped, and then went into the pattern that attracted us, was this lower pattern. Now we have another flatlining happening, and we also have to think about, always in the back of your head, you have to remember or remind yourself what's happening to Bitcoin. And so we know that Bitcoin is gone down more significantly. I think it's at 75 as we speak, in 7,500 something. So that's the lowest I think it's been, around one of the lowest it's been in the past few days. So with a general downward trend in the crypto market and Bitcoin, it's to be expected that this is trending downward. So I would expect this to have another dip, and you can see it's almost the same thing that happened here, where you have a little peak and then it goes down, and then you have the flatlining, and then just goes down again and starts to go down to another level during this past week, and now we're flatlining again. So unless Bitcoin pops up, this coin may be heading another step down. So you can see it's like step down and then comes up and down, and then flat lines another step, and it may be a precursor to another step down. So that's what I would expect here. So because the market is heading downward, and this seems to be sympathetic to that trend, even though it is on a lower level than the peaks you see previously, I wouldn't put it into the Crypto Insight. So Crypto Insight will have to wait till we see what it does at this point. Dollar is actually trending upward from its previous low. Again, that may be impacted by the Bitcoin going lower, but maybe not. It's not acting the same way as we saw here with Crypto Insights. A little different. These guys are still up, but they're heading. We're expecting them to go down. We want them to go down to be able to use them in our case study. So these will have to wait. Really, in this 4-chart spread, the only one that at this point I would feel like putting money into would be the dollar online, and that's where I would go. So we're going to add another selection to our record here, and that's dollar online. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me get ourselves a browser. Let's look into the 3 coins to purchase them. Rabbit coin, Then in our first trading set, and let me put some information up here for you guys. One moment, let me just get this screen up here. I think it's this one. Alright, so we're looking at Rabbit Coin. And what we're going to do is find the price right now is it's right here. I'm going to copy that price. I'm going to record that in as a purchase right now into our spreadsheet here. And let me just make another entry here using okay, so let's just paste that in there. So this is Rabbit Coin's price, copy. So we'll make it as if we invested into that, and we'll just make it, what are they? We got 3 coins, so we'll take the $20 and spread it around into 4. We'll break it into 4, and then we'll have $5 to invest. I think for the case study, we'll only invest in 4 coins, which was my original idea. So investing $5 into this, we should make a formula. I won't do it online now, but I'll fix this up for the case study right after I finish today. So in lieu of that, we'll go get the calculator. Let's go get the calculator. And what we'll do is let's see what we have. We can't paste into that one. It's easier, folks. Okay, so it's 0.0. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. No, it's 5 zeros. 5 zeros. Points. So it's 3. Okay, 5 zeros, and then it's 841. So let me correct that. Let me just start off with $5, and we're going to divide that into these coins. So it's 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 41. Okay, so we have brought 594, 530.32 coins Rabbit coin. Yay! We're the proud owner. Paste this in. Okay. So let's get back. Let's get this back into. Let's go in here. I'm gonna make a record of this purchase. We buy, bought 132 coin. Okay. Rabbit coin. So let's get the rabbit. Alrighty. And so what we do is we keep a track of that. Where do I have that? Not here. I have that here. Okay, so that's what we have here. And just get rid of that. And get rid of that. And get rid of that. And get rid of that. Okay. So Rabbit coin's in the running. It's already been purchased for our case study. Again, these are simulations. Simulation. And so we'll be looking at Rabbit coin. What we're looking also, the next one was royalties. So we're going to again put $5 into royalties at the price right now. Let's go again and refresh this. $75.47 here. So that is the current pricing of royalties. And we're going to do the same thing, which is to purchase $5 worth. This is not investment advice. We're just playing a game. That's all we're doing. And we're going to track our game. The game is to track it for the next month and buy and sell whenever the buy or sell becomes a viable action. So again, we have the $5, which we're going to divide by the price of royalties, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and 75.47. So 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 75.47, 75.47, and that would equal So we brought 66,251 and a half coins of royalties. Okay. Alrighty. So that. And we're just going to keep those there. We're not going to put them into the chart because I really need to just create some new charts. So I'm going to do that off camera after this initial purchasing phase. The next thing we're going to do is and again, let me just go over the parameters here for those who are watching for the first time. And just for the sake of for those who after a while are watch one of these videos, this is a case study. This is the first purchasing in the case study. Virtual purchases. These are not the actual purchases, and we are not recommending any purchases or any coins. This is simply an analysis that we're doing, virtual analysis, without investing anything. No one's investing here, and it has nothing to do with our program. The mining program that we have has nothing to do with risking any money, any of your own money. And we do not engage in day trades. Our members may engage in day trading, but our program does not have anything to do with day trading, nor does it facilitate day trading. And this case study, although it is in the software that we provide our premium members with, it's just an optional module for them to view the case studies, to look at them, educate themselves. And the case study is really here for you to also use your own thinking and to play along with us and to see how you would fare choosing these coins or others, and making decisions either along with us in a similar fashion for similar reasoning, or differently than we are doing. And it's simply something that you can engage in to educate yourself, to get into. And we do recommend the members to follow through on case studies, because it allows them, it gets them into looking up at coins, researching coins, getting to get a feel of the market, and a whole bunch of other things. And it doesn't cost you anything. You're not losing anything, so it's just a learning experience. So that's what we're doing. Now, and those of you who are interested in our mining program, I believe on the screen you should be seeing information about that, and I can see that a lot of information is not showing up for you correctly. Let me fix that. Let me fix that for you. I'll just take a moment and get that in the correct manner, and also that top banner. There's two banners not showing for you here, so I'm going to fix those. Where is that banner? Oh, I see two things are not popping in for you. Alright, so one moment. And this is there. Okay, let me see that. Okay, and then we have that one. So there's something missing. There are two things that are missing here, unfortunately. So that's all there is for that. Alright, so So if you're interested in our mining program, you can go on over the Classiforum and read up on that program, and also join it. That would be the best thing for you to be involved in this space without risking your own money. So this is a way for you to be a part of it without risking your own money. And so I think a part of this has corrected itself, but the other hasn't. So let me just fix that as well for some reason. Let's see. Okay. It's fussy program. Fussy software, people. Fussy software. Okay, so to remind everyone what the case study is what's involved in the case study. The case study purposes. There's three main purposes of this case study, or parameters, this really should be said here. Case study parameters. And that is, number one, that we see a 7-day buy and sell opportunity. This is a pattern, so that's what qualifies the coins. We did that last week Friday, and the coins that you saw already at the beginning of this stream were the ones that had the pattern. But as you can see, during the weekend the patterns changed a bit. Since we're doing a case study, we're simply going to stay with those coins to see if they return. There's always a risk that coins do not return to that pattern. And I presume that many coins show similar patterns at different times, simply, if those coins do not return to that pattern, I will simply just go back and start looking for some others, okay? But so far, of the 8 coins that we pre-selected, only 3 were ready this morning in a buy pattern. In other words, in the low. They were ready in the low, and they did not show a tendency to follow the downward trend of the market. So, because that eliminated one of the coins. So what was that one? It escapes me for the moment. But one of the coins we could not do, even though it was at its low, because it seemed to follow the market and it's a downward trend, and previous patterns showed that it would drop down again. So we're not going to invest for the case study a virtual investment into that. So, and we're also looking for the coins we chose, coins that we could have made a daily profit of $100 on, given and enough of an investment. Plus, the third parameter was that the coin would seems to allow us to grow our initial investment of $20. And so this was important, because if we grow our initial investment, what we were able to see that most coins that we saw provided those that were going up and down, they were going up and down about 30%, 33%. And so what that means is that if you had $100, for example, the up and downs would provide you with about $30 of profit or loss, you know, depending. It's $30, so it's 30%, 33%. So what we figured is that if we invest, let's say, $300 in a coin, uh, that had the patterns that we were looking for, we will be able to make that $100 a day, because with our analysis, we looked at the up and downs for the past 7 days, and in the past 7 days, we could have achieved, for example, with $300 invested, a daily income of $100. So that was demonstrated by the coins that we chose in the past 7 days. But as you saw this morning, when we got on, and it's Monday, so after the weekend, we saw that patterns were not maintained faithfully. So at this morning, even though we had 8 coins that more or less qualified for most of these parameters, this morning we could only make 3 purchases from the 8. So, and that's already a teaching already. That's already tells you a lot. That we only could take a third from the 8, and again, let's just make it 9, just so you can see the numbers, how they work. I mean, a third then of the coins that previously qualified, that we felt good about, that fit our conditions, a third of them, only a third of them, were still qualified this morning. And the reason I'm highlighting that is to show you the volatility of this market. It shows you that no matter how good you feel about something, you 66%. Let's just talk Turkey now. 66% of the time, it's going to not work out. So, based on our initial experience already, your thinking, you gotta apply that. And it's, I'm not trying to be negative or anything. I'm just showing you what happened. And now, if you follow the case study from the beginning, you'll see that we have these parameters, and it's the same thing as someone investing and saying, I'm sure about this. I feel good. It has the things that that make it a good investment. I have my own rules. I'm very careful. You see, we had rules too, and we were careful, and we were careful, but and you saw it in the previous streams. We made some little allowances because we didn't really see what we wanted to see optimally. So since we didn't see it, we made concessions. And, we gave a little here, we gave a little there. Okay, we said, okay, this is the best that we're going to do, given what we are given. Considering what we're given, what we're working with. And so we did that. So we were looking for daily income of $100. We didn't see it. We saw it very rarely, maybe once in a week, that money could be doubled. So that fit for the growth initial investment, growing the initial investment. So whatever it was, we adjudicated or I gave allowance, flexible room for the study parameters number 2 and number 3 to be able to be fulfilled, even though it wasn't optimal. But we could at least achieve this by, doubling our money, during a week here, and then building up to, I guess, the $300 that would then make more of the coins a daily profit potential of $100 for ourselves. So we reasoned it. We said, this is the best that we're going to find. Okay, so then let's try this. And we chose, that we went through I would easily say what 300 coins that we looked through at least. If you see the past streams, you'll see that, and we came out with 8, and the 8 were all not perfect ones. The 8 weren't perfect, but they were the best that we could do. So as you can see, there's concessions made all along, and this is the thing that people need to realize. Is the reason that the experts and those that are in the know can't, and professional tradespeople, the trading people, they really can't put their finger on any logic or reasoning to be investing in cryptocurrency, because it's really, there's nothing. It's like it's sinking sand. It's sinking sand. You don't have a floor to stand on. So the market really lacks a stability. So, and we saw it here. And then when the market lacks stability, no matter what your decision making is, your reasoning could be the best in the world. You can have the best reasons, but listen, if the ground falls out from under you, you're falling. That's nothing to do with anything. You didn't jump off a building, but if the building collapses beneath you, you're going down. You're done. So it's basically what we have here in cryptocurrency, which is just the reason that our program is not one that promotes the risk of your money. So you really should be looking. Now, I'm the first one to tell you that you should be in this market, but it's not for day trading, and it's not for investing your money. That is not the way to do it. Our program, we've created a way for you to be in it without risking your money. What you have today in your pocket, it's safe in your bank account, whatever you have. And if you've already invested, our program can help you to take that money out, to swap it out with the money that you create with our program. And now you have your money out, right? You've taken your money out. You've taken your profit out. Hey, does that sound good to a real investor in cryptocurrency, guys? Right? Take your profit. So what we're telling you is to take your profit out, take your investment out of the market, replace it with this one, with the income from this program. Of course, you'll wait till this program produces for you. But once it does, there's no reason for you to keep your money and profit in the game. Take it out. You've replaced it with this, with our program, and that's that. And if you still want to get up in the morning and do some day trading, you can still do that. We don't recommend it. We don't. And even though we're doing this case study, it's just for a learning experience for all of our members. It's really not something that we're suggesting anyone do. But as you can see, there's a lot that we're learning already. I've learned immensely just from these few days that I started this case study. And one of the main takeaways already is that real, much 2 times more than not, you are going to lose your money. So far, what we've seen is that on, from the 8, and we'll call it 9 just to square out the numbers a bit, out of the 8 to 9 coins that fit the bill, and the bill was flexed out, we pushed and shoved to make them fit the bill. We already made concessions. That's like building a building, but skipping a few nuts and bolts here and there. That's not a sound construction, because you're cheating, so we did that in order to have some coins to invest in. So you already see, so when concessions are being made, it's already weakening the whole structure, this whole premise. And then this morning when we got into this, we noticed that only 3 out of the 8 or 9, we'll call it, just to, round the numbers out. Only the 3 qualified still this morning from the 8. So from the 8 or 9. So you imagine that you're sure about this one coin? Really? You know, you're sure about this one coin and whatnot? And let's just look at it as one coin. Now, if we had done this with one coin only, realize that applying the 30% rule now to it, that would indicate that that out of what you were thinking, only in terms of profit of growing your investment, only 30% would have been viable of it. Now realize that most of these coins only go up 30%. If so, all the coins that we did choose, they at least went up 30%. That was like the bottom line, as we made us that was part of our concession, because then we realized, well, we can grow the initial investment up from the $20, and since most of the coins were only making 30% increases, so we figured that we would build up to $300 and still do the same case study or the same pattern, and come out every day with 100, because the coins mostly were doing their 30%. You understand that? But now realize that if we're just having a 30% reliability, if you can even call it that, realize that then we're not even realizing that when you choose one coin, your expectations really should be reduced down to 30% of whatever you're expecting. Now ask yourself the question, is that coin really all that you think it is? If only 30% of your expectation of it is viable and shaky at that. So that goes to show you. Now, if you go through your attitude or your opinion about cryptocurrency, and you realize that just 30% of what you're thinking is shakily, remotely viable, do you still want to invest in cryptocurrency? And if you still want to invest in cryptocurrency, your own monies, that shows you how reckless you are, because you need to really understand that you are reckless. That is gambling. You're gambling your money away. You need to realize that there's no surety, no control, and you have none, because you're not basing your decision on anything that has any sense. So this is why this is why these case studies are so good to do, because you get to see reality, how it is. Now, if you got money to throw away, you want to play a game like I'm playing the game, then that's another thing. But I appreciate all you guys out there in the cryptocurrency market, the guys doing shows and doing some analysis and all of that. But if you really analyze what you're doing, you see that logically it's not a winning game. Not a winning game. And so you say, well, why are you in cryptocurrency yourself? And the answer to that is because I created a program that eliminates the main problem and embraces the unreliability of the market. So if you're going to do this because of the remote possibility that the cryptos will be increasing so much and get into a state where you can actually realize your full profits in here and your dreams, then the main danger to that is the risk of your own money. And so what we did was create a program that you do not risk your own money. So simply the big problem with investing in cryptocurrency, we have eliminated with our program. That's why I'm in this program. So that's eliminated. You enjoy the ups and you disregard the downs, simply. And that is the best option to be in it and still not lose your shirt. So that's why this program is the best and the wisest, the smartest program of all. Okay, no risk program at classiforium.com, mine, M-I-N-E. So I'm going to move those. I see that the graphics are a little off, so the next show I'll be fixing that and center the URL so that you can see that better. Okay, so another thing that was part of the parameters was that we didn't need available coins, only charged coins. So that's something, if somebody pointed that out or say, hey, that coin is not available to be purchased. So that's not really what we are looking at. We're just looking at the up and down patterns and the parameters. That's all we're looking at, simply. More of a test of the philosophy or the parameters more than of the coins themselves. And again, we do not need heavy reliance on coin viability factors. We don't care if they have a white paper or not, or if their white paper looks like a comic book. That is not our basis. Our parameters are simply if people are buying and selling that comic book every day. We see a buy-sell pattern which accommodates our $100 a day profit potential and a growth of investment, and that's all that we're looking at. So that's to explain a little bit, and it's the reason why you shouldn't be investing in any of the coins that we are talking about right now. And these were the choices we had. We did not go with Strong Hands coin. We went with the Rabbit Zeta Micron Royalties Carbon coin, and as a secondary 4 choices, we had Sigma coin, Crypto Insight, I think, Crypto Insight, and Dollar Online, and the AC Chain. So those were the coins that we chose. And out of those 8 coins, only 3 this morning were ready for buying into, which was the Rabbit coin, Royalties, and a Dollar Online that we chose that we would go into. Okay, so that being said and done, and again we're going to play with these charts later on. Let's get back into let's go back into our view, which looks like, I see, it looks like that we have fallen out of the software view. So let's try to get that software view back. You see Bitcoin, first thing pops up, you can check always your Bitcoin amount, and it's 7,503.52. Okay, you always want to look at that to give you a clearer idea of what may be affecting the coins here, especially when we're doing our case study. Okay, so and also throughout these case studies, you can take a note of how versatile the software is that I put together. It's a more an issue of efficiency more than anything else. Okay, so let's look at Dollar Online. I don't believe we did a purchase yet on this. So let's just go ahead and do that. We expect it to come out of its weekend doldrums at any time. And right now it's at 0.01. This is like a cent, heading towards about 2 cents here. So let's get into Dollar Online. I'll laugh if it's not the one we chose to get into, but anyway, that's the risks. Part of the risks. So let's get into the, this is not what we want. Alright, so we brought Rabbit coin, we have royalties, and then we have Dollar Online coin, and that's going for .01, almost 2 cents each one. So obviously this is going to be less coins, but it doesn't matter if we're doubling the money. It's going to be doubled. So we're looking for, but at this rate, most of them are not doubling. They're just 30%. Remember that. Okay, so let's get our calculator. And again, the $5. So today we're investing just $15 virtually, and we're going to divide that by the cost of 0.018, 0.01, and then 8, and then we have brought 277.77 Dollar Online coins. Now, any one of these, now we're not going to be talking about if they go up to $1 or anything. That's a different thing. In day trading, although if it happens in a day, well, that's great. But in the day trading, what we're looking for is a up and down where we can extract profits. We can buy the coin when it goes down on one day, and sometimes in the same day it'll go up, and you can extract profit. That's what we'll be doing. If it goes up 30%, we're going to extract a profit. That's what we're going to do. When it goes down, then we'll sell. You know, or yeah, we extract the profit, we sell. But when it goes down, then we'll buy again. And when it goes up again, we sell and extract the profit. That is, so if those of you who are not understanding why the price goes up and down on coins, that's one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons. That's part of the debate that people are having with those who hodl coins, or which is holding, and those which who make the profits, or are in it to make the profits. There are a lot of people in the day trading game which will do something similar, although they probably use a lot more brain power than I'm using for this. But I'm doing this loosely because a lot of people would do it this way, simply. And so when they sell, usually that's what drops the price down, because all these people are selling, getting their 30% profit. out of their coins, and then the price shoots back down. And of course, that's the time when they'll go and buy it again. And this goes on day in and day out, which is the reason you'll see the up and downs that we took note of in these patterns. As you can see here, the up and downs. This is day trading happening. So you see that people are doing this all over the place, and that's what's driving the market. It's it's the backbone, and this again has it same things affected in Bitcoin, but to a, what can I say? Bitcoin at the value Bitcoin is at now, you have what we call whales. The whales are doing this to Bitcoin, and they're doing it's very slow in Bitcoin. So it's a different animal than these altcoins. This happens to a greater degree or more quickly at a greater frequency in the altcoins, which are below a penny each. And this is what we can see in the 7 days. You can see format here. Let's look at the 7 days. So you can see this up big peak. Just to give you an idea, that big peak here, and then a sell-off occurs. Okay, and then down here, the people start buying because they figure, especially here, because if you look at the psychology, this is what's happening here. Let me just take this coin to show you what went on here, so you can understand what actually went on here. People brought into this coin, and we don't know what happened before here in this picture, but just saying in the last 7 days, they brought into this coin, price started booming up, so it goes up. Once the price goes up here, those people who brought down here sell. These are the day traders. This is all in 1 day, actually. This was down at 5. What time is that? At 3:59. 3:59 in the morning. By 5:59, it shot up, okay, to 2 cents and 18 cents. So those that were down here at 1.5, they want to take the profit. It's at least 30, and it's a little more than that, at least 30%. So they took their profit, and so they're selling up here. People brought it up here, and then the price, boom, goes down. So those that waited a little bit, here's waiting just a slight bit here, and it's actually the next day. So this is the next day. It peaks up just a slight shaving, and then again they're waiting, and it goes down, right? It goes down, but it stays in that same 70. It hit the 70 again. And when you start looking at all these analysts, you realize that they start talking about something called resistance. So you had resistance means that it reaches like the floor, an imaginary floor, where people are not willing to let it go down lower, and people just see what the value. They figure that this has this value. It shouldn't go down more than that. And so since it hit that place twice, then they started buying. So this is where it's going to take off again. So then they start buying, and goes up. See that? So it went up higher than the first time. It kept going higher. Oh my! This is a hot coin. You see that? So it goes up to about all that it could handle at that point. And that was at 23 from the 17. 23. So again, take the profit. So they took the profit, and it goes all the way down again. to the 17. Let's see, this is 17.2 or 17.0, and now 17.3. So if anything, as you can see, it's just inching its way up. 17.1 after the little peak, 17.1, but then it starts inching its way up. So the tendency for Crypto Insight, at least here, is that people see it as it has some value. It had these peaks, so people are really getting a little bit more excited about this. And you start seeing that the market starts trending it upward. Okay, and then now again, um, and you have to compare this with other factors, which we'll do at a later time. But then you see an upsurge in the price again. Here people would be buying and buying, and then boom, it goes up to, at this point, it's at 220. Okay, so again, what's happening though is that most of the people buying here are really not trading right. They're not doing the day trade right, you see? And they're not day traders. This is a war against between day traders and people who think themselves as investors. That's what this is. The day traders would be buying at the low. The so-called investors see this coming up, and they're buying this. They're starting to buy because they don't know what they're doing. So they start buying here. Someone bought it here. Someone bought it here. You see? Okay, because the day traders are selling here and they're selling here, and they sell the rest of it here, and boom, collapses. Now all these guys, I won't call you guys suckers, but you know, you're not understanding the way the game is played. See, but this is the reality. The guys who brought up here, and brought this. They brought it up here. Then, you know, they're totally ignorant of the fact that this is going to go down again. The day trader knows that. The day trader waits for it to come down. That's why in the Bitcoin, the whales are waiting and waiting for Bitcoin to go down. Right now, 7,500 is a hard case for not buying. Normally, if I was looking at the Bitcoin chart, I would call this a buying time for Bitcoin. This is the time to buy Bitcoin. Normally, I don't see where it could go too much farther. I mean, it always could. It can go down to 6,000. It can go down to 5,000. But you really would be, that would be as possible as Bitcoin going to, you know, 20,000 tomorrow. That's how possible that would be. It is possible, but it's unlikely. But it is possible. But so is it going to 20,000. I mean, obviously it'll go up to 10,000 and 12 before going to 20. But it's just the point. It has as much likely, at this point, Bitcoin is likely to go up more than it's likely to go substantially down. It can go down easily. Another 100, another 200, it can go down. Yes, but to go down substantially it's harder. The more distance down you go, the harder it is for it to happen. Because it should be trending up anytime. It should trend higher. So normally in Bitcoin, let's pull up Bitcoin here so we can see. Yeah, just let's use the crypto checkup here. So Bitcoin, let's look for the chart on Bitcoin. We'll just use the software right here. Alrighty. So let's look at the chart. So you see how the Bitcoin market is happening here. Let's just get this out of the way. Okay. So we can leave volume there. Now you see more or less there's less volume, but it's pretty up there. I mean, um, you have steady lines here, which you won't see in many of the other coins. But you see the trend that is going. This is the 30-day, I believe. Would be the 30-day, wouldn't it? Yeah. And so you see this just downhill. We're just going downhill. Okay. That's the month. Let's go for the last 3 months. And in the last 3 months, you can see where we're not at the low that it was back in April. We had 6,790, back in April. And if we go back further, 6 months, okay, you can see, if you look at it, look at the 6 months here and then here. It's not that much different. Let's look at this. This is 11,000. So it's like we're at a $3,000 difference between December of last year at that low compared to ours. We're at a lower low than that, but we're not at the lowest low it's ever been between there. So, and again, let's look at a forever chart. Now, in the forever chart, since it began, you can see the large upswing here that it enjoyed in December of last year. So, if you're going to look at this spike, and then look at this one here. This is a different coin, but it's the same psychology of the masses. So that's what you need to be looking at and realizing, that we're just at the beginning of patterns that it's going to establish. Bitcoin has still not established a pattern. Simply. And so you have a beginning of a pattern, and now is when the action begins. Because right now it's a game of how low it's going to get and then how high it's going to blast, because it started the peaking process. You have little peaks here and there. They look like peaks, but this is the peak here. The question is now, is it going to peak? When is it going to peak again? Because it has to. Don't you see that it has to peak again? It has to peak again. So this is why I'm saying now, as this starts spreading out, it's like here. How long is it going to sideways before it peaks up again? Because peaking up it will do. The question is when. And you're looking at right now is 7,500. It peaked before at 15. You see that this peak is higher than that? I'm not saying it's going to be higher, but that would be the pattern. Even this one peaks. This one's a little less, but eventually peaks higher. So if you're looking to double $7,000, you can double it here if you're playing a long game. This is not a day-to-day game, but if you're playing a long-term game, you at least are going to get a doubling, a double your money from today's high, from today's pricing. Because this, and then if you look at the potentials of, let's look at this crypto here. I mean, it's just a random crypto. Let's see its forever, just to make a comparison. So its forever had an early peaking, right? But that's a peak. So what we're looking at are the peaks. And so again, why didn't Bitcoin have that peak in the beginning? Because it was the first one. No one trusted this thing. No one believed in it. No one even thought it, and the majority of people didn't even know about it, right? So that's why you have this long line of flatness. Here, now everybody knows Bitcoin. Oh, this must be the next good thing. So they're going to peak early. But notice what you need to look at is look at the peak to peak patterns. And this is human psychology. And I don't care what you got to say, but humans are humans. Humans are humans. And as far as I'm concerned, they're going to do the same thing over and over again. Look at this. This is almost similar to this peak here, right? Look at the pattern. Comes down, pops up again. Goes down deeply, right? Has a little bump, a little peak. Here's that peak, two of them. Then a little valley, goes down, but then it pops up. This one pops up. That one pops up, right? From the initial peak, from the initial peaks here. Bitcoin has this peak here. These are all forever charts here. They're forever. Now notice the three charts. See? So in comparison, then you can see that even looking at the market psychology, that you should expect Bitcoin to have another few peaks, at least 2, 3 nice peaks coming up, okay, and maybe a few more, and then you should see, I'm saying it right now, I'm saying it right here, right now, you heard it here, you should see a gigantic peak for Bitcoin. Now, if this peak here is 15,000, what do you think? And that's relative like to this peak here and to this peak here. What do you think this peak will be when Bitcoin has this peak here? See? And so that is, and if you do a percentage type of thing, this was 9 cents at that peak, and then this is 16 cents here. So you figure, let me see this. This one was 0.5 cents here, and over here it was 13, almost 3 times the height, right? 3 times. Here is a little less than twice. So can you imagine if from 15, let's take the lower. Let's not say 3 times. Just that it doubles. That's the next big peak for Bitcoin will be at least double this peak here. And then that brings Bitcoin up to 30,000. When that's going to happen is anyone's guess. But if everything stays the way it is, in terms of people, dealing with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin doesn't disappear, everything stays the same, developing ICOs and all the technologies are being developed, etc., there is no reason not to expect a 30,000 Bitcoin peak. And again, in terms of peaks, Bitcoin is still at its beginnings. That's what you got to understand, because these other coins, are after the fact, so they're going through a life cycle more quickly, because they're living under the air, the realities that Bitcoin is creating below it. You see, underneath that peak are all the old coins here. That whole market is coming alive. It's
new ICOs, and all of that is living in the space underneath. Okay, you have to understand that. So all of that is forming the bedrock and the substrate for Bitcoin as well, into public perceptions of cryptocurrency and the like. So, but market reactions and what do you call that? Habits, psychology are what they are. Humans stay the same. That's the one thing. We still have fears. We still do the same dumb mistakes. Buying when we should be selling and selling when we should be buying. That's always going to happen, always. And so we should see similar pattern with Bitcoin, and that means that easily I can say right here that you're going to have a $30,000 Bitcoin soon. I gave this whole crypto space I'm giving at this point, when I started in it, this program that you're seeing, the Crypto Miner, is it's a mod. It's actually modified from my original program, which is for precious metals, gold, silver, etc., where the members earn real gold. They get real gold coins in their homes. They get real gold bars in their homes, or silver, or platinum, palladium, etc. And only because I saw a 3-year window. A 3-year window of massive wealth to be created in the cryptocurrency space is why I opened up a version of our program for the crypto market. That's the only reason, folks. But again, I keep emphasizing that it's a 3-year window. I'm very strong on that feeling. And now at this point, there's only 2.5 years left to it. So you really need to hurry up, especially if you're going to use our program, because our program needs at least 5 months for you to get trained and for you to start building a income stream that is Bitcoinable, if you get my drift. You want to get into Bitcoin here, you really need to get into that. Right now, at today's price, if you are a mine owner, we have 3 levels of membership: basic, premium, and mine owner. The mine owner has nothing to do with hardware. Okay, that's a separate. Our program is a separate program. It creates income streams, and the mine owner is sitting on top. It's the best of all of the memberships that we have, and it's the best because we have exclusive income streams. You can't find this anywhere else but one, and I have hundreds of income streams, but one of them, just one, only available in the mine owner membership, and it's really an ownership of a mine, and you can read that at classiforum.com/mine, M-I-N-E. One of the income streams that mine owners are allowed and afforded to engage in pays them $7,500 a week, per week. Okay? So at this rate, our mine owners who have developed that income stream are making one whole Bitcoin practically every single week. Okay? So you go figure that out. That's not their own money. They're not risking any of they're not investing any of their own money. So every week they're making another Bitcoin. Another Bitcoin is entering their wallet. Now, there's people out there that have invested in hardware, people who have invested in cloud mining, people who are using their computers for mining, people who are waiting for airdrops to get coins and all that. Listen, you have to understand that there is no better way to be in the crypto market than with our crypto miner program. And there's no better membership in our crypto miner program than to be a mine owner. And there's no better way to mine Bitcoin than to be a mine owner in our program. Because after a month, you have 4 Bitcoins generated, while people with hardware, at best, and the hardware isn't available yet, by the way. I think one of the Bitmain manufacturers coming out with a new Bitcoin mining hardware next month, which will be able to supposedly, get this, will be able to create or mine 1 Bitcoin per month. Now that all depends on the price of Bitcoin and whatnot, but 1 Bitcoin per month. And that's the best machine available, the best miner available. It's not even available yet. Our program beats it 4 times over. Okay, and you don't invest what you have to invest in that program, in that hardware. You don't have to invest all that. You don't invest anything, by the way, but you do buy into them. You have to own the mine, but the owning the mine does not get up to the amount of money you have to pay for that miner, that hardware miner, just to get 1 Bitcoin a month, if even. So that's the advertised thing. But in our program, in our mine owners, just one of their income streams is able to create a Bitcoin per week, and that's 4 per month. Now you try to find something that can beat that. Absolutely not available. Okay, so we'll call that an end to today. So we did the purchase. Let's do a final look-see at our investment at this point. Let's pull up our record to see where we're at. Was that it? No, it was. Okay, so that we can make a comparison. And we see that the Rabbit coin is at 841 still, right? 841, so it hasn't moved yet. 841, so that's still holding. Let's go to, and again, let's just do a refresh here just in case. Refresh here. These are just browser windows, so the controls that you normally have in Windows software is the same. So it's still at 841 here. The other coin is so Rabbit coin is still at the same price right now. Royalties is what we're waiting on here. It hasn't popped in. And that's also because the machine I'm using is also the streaming machine. So let me just refresh and see if that'll help it pop in there. So it's probably getting a little bit of and also I'm not running the software itself. I'm running the software through the development
program, so that's chewing up memory as well as CPU power as well as anything else. So let me just let's try to redo that. If not, I'll have to just do it in the browser. Because if the software, the development software used to create this piece of software, when that maxes out on its allowed memory, then the what you're seeing won't work properly, and that's what's happening now. So it's just not. Let me just close that out and see if I can restart it. Alright, so you see it was hanging there, so alrighty, yeah, I know. Now it's 7,494 Bitcoin. Woohoo! And our traders, by the way, our training students, as they graduate and they have achieved their goal of $50,000 or more, they're getting more Bitcoin today. 7,494. My. They are really doing. So royalties here, as you can see, is 77.48. Now that doesn't look like, it looks like it's moved. So let's just see by how much. 77.48. Yeah, it's already going up, as you see. It's already on its move upward, and that's a good thing. Royalties already starting to move. And then let's look at the dollar coin, which is in the second set of coins here, coin charts. And that's at 182, oh, it's 172, 179, sorry. So that's went lower than our purchase, so we suffered a little temporary down. It still went down. And let's look at the thinking that went into this. I mean, it's just a few moments ago that we brought it, so it's nothing to be panicky about or anything like that. It was continuing the downward trend. Remember what is happening with Bitcoin? The same thing is going on with Bitcoin, so it's moving down. And so we'll see what happens, because this is following Bitcoin here when it was doing that. So we'll see. We'll just keep an eye out on that and just hope that it will pop up soon. Okay? And again, should we apply the 33% rule now to this too? Let us see. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Catch our next stream, probably a little later on today. I'm going out to get some exercise, and see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Again, head on over to castleforum.com/mine and look into our program there, as that program will offer you the best opportunity to get involved in cryptocurrency without any risk to you. So no risk program. And again, we talked a little today about our premium software. You saw this premium software, just one small aspect of it, where we
provide members with case studies and whatnot, even though what we're doing right now in the stream has nothing to do with our philosophy in cryptos, in the crypto space. It's just put in as an extra educational element to the program. And you have to admit that by us doing this, we're teaching a lot about why you shouldn't be investing in crypto, especially as in the day trading, trying to make some money from it or expecting to make a quick return. You saw that we collected 8 specimens, and they qualified Friday, but we see here Monday that they did not keep up with what we expected. We have established pretty much a 30%, 33%. On Friday, we saw a 30% up and down in most of the coins that we looked at, even the ones we didn't choose. It's usually that up and down of 30%. So we realized on Friday that in order to make the other parameter that we wanted to achieve it, we had to then build up our initial investment up to $300 at least in order to realize the second goal of our case study, which was to make $100 a day. Can be done, assuming that the coins continue their pattern, and 30% is usually what they go up and down with. So that's what we were looking at, and so that's what we learned. But we also learned another thing today, which is that even after you feel good about these coins and all that, after come Monday morning, only 30% of those that were good Friday are now somewhat viable. And you see that even from the 3 this morning that we were able to invest in, of the 3, so again, one of them, 30%, is still not performing, at least not to what we were expecting. So we're seeing, and is this a coincidence? It might be, but it's strange that everything we've been looking at and doing and experiencing, it has 30% involved with it somehow. Either 30% positive, it's 30% characteristics in this market. And so this is the reason why we talked about, even when you feel that everything qualifies, that everything, that this is the coin, you researched it, you did the white paper, you did everything right, and you got this thing down pat, you really need to reduce, as far as we can tell right now, you need to reduce your expectation down to 30%. So that's very striking. It's a very interesting development and involvement that we had and realization going through the exercise. That look at how terrible an investment is in cryptocurrency. Even though you're feeling that it's all good, you are not doing the right thing. It means that for every dollar that you're really putting in from your own pocket, from your mortgaging your home, doing all this crazy crap which you shouldn't be doing, you're really looking at just 30 cents from the dollar, and you'll be lucky to extract that when the day is done. Okay, so this is the thing. This is the reason that we created our program. You should not be investing your own money into cryptocurrency, but you should be in it. You should be in the space. So you ask, how can we be in this space and still not risk our own money? Well, the answer to that is at classiphorium.com /mine, mine. Go there and read. There's a video there. You'll see my wonderful, handsome persona again on the video. But I'll explain to you what the programs are. There's 3 levels of membership. And you listen to what I've got to tell you and realize this, that our mine owner membership is paying 1 Bitcoin per week to mine owners who focus on that one income stream that provides that. And that's better. That's 4 Bitcoin per month, and it's better than any hardware mining or cloud mining, anything. All that ridiculousness, miners, and even the now the stake claimers, and all that. You can lay stake for the proof of stake type of profit making off of crypto. You can't beat it. So if you are into proof of stake, if you're doing staking, if you're doing mining, if you're investing your own money into cryptocurrency, you need to look at my program, and you need to use this program. Use this program to swap out and to profit, because one of the main things you guys worry about is taking a profit. You don't want to hodl. You say no to hodling. You got to take your profit when it's earned, right? That's the rule of investing. Listen, this then is the best thing. There's no one out there that can claim that they're into investing in crypto, that they are smart about cryptocurrency. And if you're not in my program, I can tell you right off the bat that you are not smart. You are not a good cryptocurrency trader. You're not a smart investor. You're simply another fool, and you want other people to do like you're doing, because as long as you can get other people to do what you're doing, you can get your money back. And that's the thing that I have to, I got to tell everybody about. Because if you read this program, and if you're smart about your money, your own hard-earned money, you would join this program and swap out your hard-earned money from it. From cryptocurrency, swapping it out with the money you make here. If you're investing in miners, in ASIC miners, in hardware mining, you'll come to realize that putting more money into that is ridiculous when you can make 1 Bitcoin a week without having to pay electricity, without having to pay someone to cloud to host your mining machine, and all that ridiculousness. You're making the profit and just getting Bitcoin into your wallet without all of that. That's what my program does for you. And you can swap out whatever monies and profits you already made. You got a profit, you got to take your profit. Take it all out, profit and investment. And leave the money that's being generated through our program, leave that in your crypto space. And yes, if you must do day trading because you have to show your mommy and your daddy that you're doing something every day, that you're working. I'm working at the computer. I'm making money. Don't disturb. So you want to show them that you're working at making your money. You can do day trading also. That's up to you, but that's not something that we're promoting in the program. And we're doing just this case study simply as a way of learning about crypto, learning about these coins, also learning how to do the research and how to look at the markets and to realize what we've been realizing, to see it. We learned a lot so far. There's so much that we've learned already just by doing this case study. And matter of fact, I want to use this segment as the intro to these case studies.
as a promo, as people can start watching this case study, because this is a very interesting thing. Because this is in fact what everyone should be doing. And also, what do you do with this case study? You just don't follow along with it. You also put your own thinking and keep your own record of what you would have done, and see how you fare against how I fare, and learn from that. It's a great learning experience. I think everyone should be getting involved in that, and at least learning that. It may become one of my Arithmetide University courses, actually. I may put this as a core teaching for cryptocurrency trading and investing and stuff like that. And it might be an interesting course, actually, that we're developing here. But in any case, this is go to classiforium.com/mine, M-I-N-E. I know that some screens you're not seeing. The rest of them, I'm going to fix that and bring everything, try to center everything so that all the devices can see that material in the main screen area. And you need to come in and look at that and really start being what you say or think you are, which is smart. Join the program. That means I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to see you soon if you're smart. And if you're going to be truly wealthy in cryptocurrency, I'm going to see you soon. Because tomorrow's wealthy cryptocurrency people who are not big wealthy people now, you're not wealthy now, then you need this program, because you'll be super wealthy with this program in 2.5 years or whenever that Bitcoin explodes. So you need to start this now. If you're already wealthy, unless you completely do something freakingly stupid, you should be wealthy as well when Bitcoin explodes. Wonderful. That's okay. You still did more risk than my people are going to do. But my people will be definitely super wealthy. But I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Wealthy Guy. I'll tell you one thing that you cannot overcome. If cryptocurrency collapses, and if the coins that you've invested in collapse, close up shop, and the ICOs you invest in, they close up shop, you lose all your money. There's one thing that my members in this program will have that you won't have. You know what that is? Money. Because my people will still earn money. Remember I said that one of our mine owner income producers produce 1 Bitcoin per week. Remember that? So if Bitcoin would collapse tomorrow and there's no more cryptocurrency, it became illegal for anyone to deal in cryptocurrency, an illegal currency. If that became a reality tomorrow, my members, my mine owners, will still make $7,500 per week. They'll still be making $7,500 per week. How much would you be making from cryptocurrency if the scenario I said occurs? You would have lost everything, right? And so would my members, by the way. But you won't have anything at all. But my members would, because every week they're still making the money, which now will probably have to go into precious metals if they want to still do something smart with it. That's the difference. My members will make money when you have nothing. You've lost what you had, and you have nothing. Just your day job, if you still have that. But my members will always make the income that was fueling their cryptocurrency participation. And that's the main difference. And that's why my program is smart. This is the smart way to go. And doing cryptocurrency without my program is not smart at all. So, I'll see you smart people in my program. Take care. and be blessed.